Netflix's story begins long before the streaming giant dominated our screens. It starts with a $40 late fee and a marine pilot's vision that changed entertainment forever. Before we dive in, welcome back to Stag Research. I'm your host, Mr. Stag. If you love founder legacies, billion-dollar bets, and stories that change the world, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Now picture this. Reed Hastings, a math teacher who once served in the Peace Corps, frustrated by a simple late fee on a VHS tape, decides there's got to be a better way. That small irritation sparked an idea that would grow into Netflix, a $250 billion company that rewrote Hollywood's rules and reshaped how we watch stories. From those early days of DVD rentals by mail to pioneering streaming, original content, and global domination, this is a story of relentless innovation and disruption. Reed Hastings was born on October 8, 1960, in Boston, Massachusetts, to a family steeped in public service and intellectual rigor. His father was an attorney who served in the Nixon administration, and his mother was a passionate debater and advocate. Hastings's early years were shaped by a combination of privilege and purpose. After graduating from Bowdoin College with a math degree, Hastings joined the Peace Corps and taught high school mathematics in Swaziland. That time abroad, he would later say, was the most formative experience of his life. It taught him resilience, patience, and the power of direct impact, skills that would prove essential in business. Upon his return, Hastings pursued a master's in computer science at Stanford University. There, immersed in the early culture of innovation and risk-taking, he developed not just technical skills, but a deep belief in the disruptive power of software. He later launched Pure Software, a debugging tools company, and sold it for $750 million in 1997. Flush with cash and looking for his next venture, Hastings stumbled upon an idea, sparked by something incredibly mundane. The legend goes, one day, after returning a rented VHS tape of Apollo 13, he was hit with a $40 late fee. That small annoyance became a lightning bolt. Why couldn't movie rentals be more consumer-friendly? Marc Randolph, Netflix's other co-founder, brought a different but complementary background. Born in 1958 in Chappaqua, New York, Randolph developed an early interest in business and marketing. He studied geology, but quickly pivoted toward the burgeoning tech startup world. His experience in direct-to-consumer marketing and e-commerce companies like Micro Warehouse gave him invaluable insights into customer acquisition and brand development. Together, Randolph and Hastings formed a perfect team. Hastings, the visionary technologist, and Randolph, the marketing and operational strategist. In 1997, Hastings partnered with Marc Randolph. Together, they launched Netflix, originally envisioned as a DVD sales platform. But when Amazon cornered the e-commerce market, they quickly pivoted to rentals. Instead of driving to a Blockbuster, customers could browse an online catalog, order a DVD, and receive it by mail. No due dates, no late fees, just one flat monthly fee. Initially, DVD players weren't widespread. Adoption was slow, and Netflix struggled in its early years. The company even offered itself to Blockbuster in 2000 for $50 million. Blockbuster passed. That move now ranks among the most infamous strategic blunders in business history. Randolph served as Netflix's first CEO and was instrumental in crafting the brand's customer-friendly approach, from designing the company's signature red envelopes to building its initial website experience. He led Netflix through its earliest, most uncertain days, and laid much of the groundwork for the user-centric model that still defines the company today. In 2002, Randolph stepped down from his day-to-day role, shortly after the company went public, but remained on the board until 2004. Since then, he has focused on mentoring entrepreneurs, speaking, writing, and investing. His estimated net worth is around $100 million, built primarily from his early stake in Netflix. He continues to be an active voice in the startup world, often emphasizing the importance of testing ideas quickly and iterating. By 2005, Netflix had shipped over 1 billion DVDs. But Hastings wasn't content. He knew the future wouldn't be found in postage stamps. Netflix went public on May 23, 2002, under the ticker NFLX, pricing its IPO at $15 per share. Adjusted for stock splits, that's less than $1 today. Those who believed in the streaming vision early and held on are now looking at one of the most legendary returns in modern market history. A $1,000 investment in Netflix at IPO would be worth over $300,000 by 2024. The company's explosive growth, fueled by bold pivots and high-risk bets, turned loyal shareholders into millionaires, proving that sometimes the biggest payoffs come from backing the most audacious ideas. By 2007, with broadband internet becoming more accessible, Netflix launched its streaming service. At first, it was a supplementary offering, but Hastings knew this was the future. Internally, teams debated the move. Many feared it would cannibalize their profitable DVD business, but Hastings pushed forward. Netflix began negotiating digital rights deals with studios, many of whom underestimated the platform. They viewed streaming as a novelty. That underestimation became Netflix's superpower. By 2010, the company had over 20 million subscribers and was pouring capital into expanding its digital infrastructure and licensing deals, setting the stage for a global shift in media consumption. The DVD business would soon be left behind. Netflix was building the rails for the future of television. By the early 2010s, Netflix had scaled across North America and was expanding into Latin America and Europe. But competition was intensifying. Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, and even traditional studios were launching their own platforms. Hastings knew that content would be king. Licensing from studios was a temporary fix. The long game was owning the IP. In 2013, Netflix launched House of Cards, its first major original series, starring Kevin Spacey and Robin Wright. It was a massive hit, and a signal to Hollywood that Netflix wasn't just a distributor anymore. They were a studio. More hits followed. Orange is the New Black, Stranger Things, The Crown, and Narcos. Netflix became synonymous with prestige TV. The company's international expansion also accelerated, with localized productions like Money Heist in Spain and Sacred Games in India fueling global subscriber growth. Their data science-driven model, analyzing what subscribers watched, how they watched, and when they stopped, let them craft content with surgical precision. By 2024, Netflix was spending over $17 billion annually on content. Their strategy? Outproduce, outdistribute, and outdata everyone else. At its core, Netflix operates on a subscription model. In 2024, it boasts over 260 million subscribers and generated over $38 billion in revenue. Its operating margin hovers around 21%, a figure more common in tech companies than media studios. Netflix also diversified its offerings. A cheaper ad-supported tier launched to attract users in price-sensitive markets. It's also bundling mobile-only plans in countries like India and Indonesia. And through partnerships with ISPs and telecoms, Netflix has become a pre-installed utility in many emerging markets. Behind the scenes, its recommendation engine, driven by AI and user behavior data, remains its secret sauce. What you see on your homepage isn't random. It's the result of thousands of micro-calculations predicting what you'll click next. But Netflix hasn't been without criticism. The company's aggressive strategy of canceling shows, sometimes after just one season, has sparked viewer backlash. In 2020, Cuties, a French film accused of sexualizing minors, led to protests, boycotts, and political heat. Some critics argue that Netflix has diluted quality in favor of quantity. Others say it promotes binge-watching to the detriment of mental well-being. Still, subscriber numbers continue to grow, especially internationally. Cultural conservatives accuse Netflix of pushing progressive agendas, while progressive groups sometimes demand even more diversity. Navigating that ideological minefield is part of being a global media company in the 21st century. The golden age of streaming has become a battlefield. Disney+, HBO Max, Apple TV+, Amazon Prime Video, Paramount+, and Peacock all want a piece of the pie. Disney's library, from Marvel to Pixar, makes it a formidable rival. Amazon has bottomless pockets, Apple has global hardware, but Netflix has time, data, and experience. Their competitive edge lies in understanding local tastes. By producing localized shows, like Money Heist in Spain, Sacred Games in India, and Squid Game in South Korea, Netflix wins where global competitors still treat international markets as afterthoughts. Hastings stepped down as co-CEO in 2023, but remains executive chairman. With a personal net worth exceeding $4 billion, he now focuses more on philanthropy, particularly education reform. The Hastings Fund donates tens of millions to charter schools and learning technology. Despite his low-key persona, Hastings reshaped global entertainment more profoundly than many studio legends. His legacy isn't just in profits, but in the structural overhaul of an entire industry. Together, Hastings and Randolph formed a perfect team. Hastings, the visionary technologist, and Randolph, the marketing and operational strategist. Without both of them, Netflix's rise would have looked very different. Where does Netflix go next? In 2024, they began testing live-streamed comedy specials and exploring sports rights in niche categories. They're entering gaming, offering mobile-based titles tied to their IP. Think Stranger Things as a game before it becomes a movie. AI also plays a growing role. From trailer edits to dubbing and even script suggestions, machine learning is being quietly integrated into the production cycle. As bandwidth, hardware, and user tastes evolve, Netflix aims to stay 3 steps ahead. Netflix didn't just outplay Blockbuster, it rewrote Hollywood. It reshaped how stories are told, watched, and remembered. From a tiny startup with DVD envelopes to a global studio winning Oscars and Emmys, its journey is one of relentless adaptation. Reed Hastings didn't begin as a media mogul. He was a math teacher who saw the inefficiencies of a system and decided to fix them. That $40 late fee, it launched a $250 billion titan. So what's next for Netflix? Can it defend its crown in a crowded arena? Or will it need to reinvent itself yet again? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. For more business backstories, financial empires, and founder legacies, stay locked in with Stag Research. Mr. Stag, logging off.